Central London, Friday afternoon, and there are bargains to be had. Clothes made half a world away in Bangladesh end up here. The economy is not doing too well, and cheap is popular. If you ask anybody here what they think about the working conditions that people have to put up with in parts of Asia, you have an enormously sympathetic response, but at the same time, if you say to people, do you like the fact that clothes are cheap, everybody would say yes. The bald fact is that there is no evidence that tragedies like the one in Bangladesh have any impact at all on people's shopping habits here. All of which is a source of deep anger for campaigners who claim that the pressure on working conditions, pay and health and safety at factories in places like Bangladesh all comes from Western retailers, which insist on maintaining profit margins even if the factory walls are cracking.
We've heard horrific stories, how year on year they go back saying, yeah, last year you gave it us for £1, this year we want it for 80p. We want it to go down and down and down. The costs always have to come down so that their profits can go up, and that's the basic equation.
Of course, retailers disagree. One British giant, Primark, had a supplier on the second floor of the factory. Primark said it was deeply shocked.
Primark has been engaged for several years with NGOs and other retailers to review the Bangladeshi industry's approach to factory standards. Primark will push for this review to also include building integrity. Meanwhile, Primark's ethical trade team is at this moment working to collect information, assess which communities the workers come from, and to provide support where possible.
But the big brand management question is whether you have to say that you care or whether you have to prove it.
When tragedies like this happen, society looks for not just who to blame, but who they can hold accountable to make sure it doesn't happen again. So I think big companies and big brands, when you become big, you suddenly have a responsibility, perhaps more than your size, to do something about avoiding tragedies like this in the future.
Workers' groups in Bangladesh have told campaigners in the West that they're against a consumer boycott of cheap clothes on the grounds that it would only increase their poverty. Instead, the push is for improved laws. If even one major Western retailer were to lay down a marker on ethical standards, then others would probably follow. But it hasn't happened yet. Lawrence Lee, Al Jazeera, London.